The truth is that starting a business and running a business is probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in my entire life. I mean, have you ever had your electricity shut off while raising 5 small children, but still be able to build a $600,000 a year business? Well, that's been my reality. And I'm about to show you how I was able to go from rock bottom to building a business and a life that I love. But as entrepreneurs, rarely is our journey to success a straight line. You know, there's zigzags, roller coasters, ups and downs. You know what I'm talking about, right? But in this video, I'm going to show you the 4 keys that unlocked my success. But first, I gotta ask you a question. Have you ever had one of those days where you feel like the universe is just playing a trick on you? Yeah, me too. Except for mine wasn't just a day, it was more like years. So let me take you back to when I got my cell phone shut off and I actually lost my house. And oh yeah, living in Phoenix, Arizona in the summertime and having your electricity shut off, to building a $600,000 a year business. Oh, and I was doing this all while raising small children, so yes, the struggle is real. But here's the not so obvious lesson. Failure became my best friend. I know it sounds crazy, but I learned if you're not failing, you're not trying enough. You're not having enough at-bats. You gotta be able to put yourself out there enough to have enough failures to learn what works and what doesn't work. And through that process comes success. So before getting into the 4 keys, that is the number 1 lesson I'm gonna share with you today. Why being obsessed with failure is the secret sauce to success. All right, let's rewind a little bit. Picture a kid with a learning disability. And yeah, that was me. I barely graduated high school with a 1.7 GPA. That's a 1.7 GPA. I wasn't even average. That's a D. And no, I didn't exactly have future entrepreneur written on my forehead at the time. My dad would say I had something else written on my forehead, but I want to keep this video clean. But all jokes aside, I had hustle. And hustle beats perfect grades every single time. Now let's fast forward a little bit into adulthood. I bounced around from different jobs, different sales jobs, and got into sales management, and ultimately got recruited by a company called Infusionsoft, which is now Keep, to run their sales team. And that is where I fell in love with marketing and marketing automations and got inspired to go out and start my own agency. And what could go wrong, right? Well, how much time do you have? Well, not all day. I know you're busy. So let's just say I got real familiar with your power's been shut off. Ever try explaining to your little kids that eating by candlelight is just fancy? Well, my kids are super smart, so they didn't buy it at all. But here's where the magic happens. Failure. I failed at scaling my digital agency. I failed at paying my bills. I failed at generating leads, but I didn't fail at learning. And that's the key. I became obsessed with failure. And because failure is the only teacher that doesn't lie. When you fail, it shows you exactly what worked and what didn't work. And that is gold. I kept pushing, learning, trying new things. And eventually I stumbled into something that made all the difference. Insourcing. Which brings me to the 4 core lessons that helped me turn everything around. Grab a notebook, because these 4 keys are not just the pillars of building a business, but a successful and scalable one. So let's get into those 4 keys. Number 1, aka numero uno, is customer service. I'm an obsessive compulsive, getting my clients a transformation. And if you're not obsessed with your clients, then my friend, you are in the wrong business. I say that with all the love, heart, and joy in my heart. Heart, love, joy inside my heart. Because I've started a ton of businesses, multiple dozens of businesses that have failed. And that's okay. A lot of times I started a business to make money. And just to make money doesn't have you doing stuff that you love and that you like, and that grows old after a while. You get burnt out and you start something new. So that's a key indicator. If you're not obsessed with your customers getting a good result, then you're probably not passionate about what you're doing. So you want to find something that you're passionate about, because that energy just exudes into your clients getting success, and that positiveness travels faster than, well, not as fast as bad news. That travels faster than good news. So you want to make sure you do a good job, because that bad news will travel faster and prevent people from being referred to you. So you got to love what you do so that you have the passion to just do whatever it takes to make sure your clients have a good experience. Being able to jump in and save the day for one of your clients should be your mission. Customer transformation is everything. And number 2, dos equis, por favor. Learned that in Mexico on my honeymoon. Dos equis, por favor. It's predictable revenue. So many businesses starting out with good news traveling, referrals coming in, but it's not predictable, meaning your revenue is going up and down. You have no control over the amount of new customers you bring on board every month. I heard Brendon Burchard say something one time that just kicked me in the gut, made me upset because it hurt, but it helped me so much. It gave me so much perspective. I was like, what the heck am I doing with my life? So hopefully this statement hits you the same way if you're in the same boat I was at this stage of my business. He said, if you don't know how many leads you get on a monthly basis on average, you do not have a business, you have a hobby. And that cut me deeper than Donkey did Shrek, or Shrek did Donkey. Consistent revenue is what keeps the lights on, literally. Revenue is the lifeblood. So you have to be able to have some type of lead source that's bringing in enough leads, that brings in enough appointments, that brings in enough customers, right? It's a funnel. Those are the steps. Depending on the business or the products or services that you're selling, you might not book a call or whatever, but leads, customers, right? What's the percentage of leads that become customers? And if you don't have something that's bringing in those leads consistently on a monthly basis and you keeping your eye on those, someone told me a long time ago, he said, hey, Jeremy, if you focus on the pennies, the dollars will take care of themselves. Same thing in business. If you focus on the leads, the customers will take care of themselves. Well, not take care of themselves, but they'll come on board themselves with a good sales funnel, of course. So number 3, this kind of goes into what Brendon Burchard said that cut me really deep, but really helped me out, is there's always room for improvement. So many times we build something and it's our little baby and we love it and we cherish it and we want to take care of it. And whenever someone gives us feedback, we're like, hey, you don't know what you're talking about. Her. Because it hurts. It's something that we love. We're passionate about it. But we have to be open to criticism. Without criticism, if somebody's not criticizing what we're doing, how do we know what to improve? We don't. We're flying blind. We're making changes that could actually hurt instead of help our sales process. And one thing that I teach my kids is that for things that are uncomfortable, like criticism, I say, you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. They do speech and debate. So as they're up there giving a speech, they're talking all quietly and nobody can hear them. And I was like, talk louder so you sound like this. And they're talking louder like this. And I was like, it feels uncomfortable talking loud like that, doesn't it? And they're like, yeah. I go, if you're comfortable, you're not talking loud enough. So that's just something we got an ongoing joke in my family, that you got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. You have to be comfortable with failure in order to get success. If you run from failure, you try to avoid failure, it's going to prevent your success. It's like your brain it's got like this defense mechanism to prevent you from feeling pain, right? Stick your hand in a fire, ouch, your brain just saved you from really burning yourself really, really badly, right? Well, the same thing with being comfortable or uncomfortable. That uncomfortableness is a pain and your brain tries to avoid it. So it has you procrastinate things. It has you overthinking things. It has you thinking that this isn't good enough. I got to get it just perfect before I send it out to the world. Like all those things is you being your own worst enemy. It's our brain preventing us from being successful. So we have to understand our brain, trick our brain, sometimes do the opposite like George Costanza in Seinfeld to be successful. And if you don't have anybody in your life telling you how to improve, then you're just going to stay the same. And trust me, the same does not cut it in business. It doesn't cut it in this day and age with how competitive marketing is. Now let's talk about one of the biggest game changers. Number 4, team building. And I don't mean throw a bunch of freelancers on a project and hope for the best. Nope, that's a fast track to sleepless nights and a lot of headaches. What I'm talking about is insourcing. Building a real dedicated team that grows with you and understands your vision inside and out. When I shifted from outsourcing to insourcing, it changed everything. I went from constantly worrying if the contractors I was using was going to get the work done on time to having a team that I could actually trust and rely on. A team that was invested in my success and not just a paycheck. And that's what actually led me to accidentally starting Desk Team 360, which is my secret weapon. It's the solution that took the stress out of scaling. No more hiring freelancers for everything. No more guessing who's going to flake on me. I built a team that was in it for the long haul. And when you do that, you have the time to build predictable revenue, provide amazing customer transformations, and constantly improve on your operations. So here's the takeaway, folks. To get amazing customer transformations, to hit that predictable revenue stream, and to build a team you can rely on, you've got to be obsessed with failing. I know it sounds crazy, but every failure is one step closer to success. And the faster you get through those failures, the faster you get through success. When you hit failure, that obstacle in front of you, I know so many times I've done this personally. I've started a lot of businesses over the years, but I know when I'd have that failure, I was like, oh, this doesn't work. And I'd go start a whole new business, take all that time and energy to build something new. And I always hit the same obstacle. Instead of focusing on a new opportunity, I should have been focusing on trying again. Because once I broke through that obstacle, business was great. And then I hit another obstacle. Instead of starting a new business or a new opportunity or new offer, it's like just keep trying till you get something that works. It's like that story in the book, Think and Grow Rich, the one about the guy who gave up gold mining and he ended up just being 4 feet away from hitting a main vein. So don't be that guy. Be obsessed and be relentless. And if you're ready to stop playing around with outsourcing and get the help that you need so you can scale your business fast, then click the link in the description below to watch a short video where I break down how insourcing can save you 20+ hours a week, eliminate missed deadlines, and help you build a business that practically runs itself. I'm telling you, insourcing beats outsourcing 100% of the time. I've lived it. I've learned it after spending $1 million overseas over the last 11 years, and now it's your turn to experience it. And look, if you're using remote team members, and you're tired of explaining the same tasks over and over and over again, or worse, seeing stuff get done wrong, or you're dealing with the endless back and forth on revisions, then check out the other link that I put in the description to download my free Ultimate Task Delegation template. It's the exact system that I use to delegate tasks clearly so that nothing gets missed. And my team knows exactly what to do without me having to hover over them. It's simple, organized, and easy to follow. And I even added an example and an instructional video on how to use it and how to fill it out. So go to the description to grab your copy and start delegating like a boss. And of course, if you liked this video and you found it helpful, be sure to like it, subscribe to the channel for the next videos coming out, click that bell to get notified when they do come out, and be sure to share it with someone that you think it might help. All right, have a profitable day, and I'll see you in the next video.